This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous groups that we're dealing with now. This is a dangerous group.
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your boy Swank. I'm back. It's been a month. I'm so stoked to be here with you guys tonight. We have a very, very special guest. We're so excited. Mr. Karlos Williams is joining us, ex-running back for the Buffalo Bills. He's all hyped up about this running back situation. We can't wait to hear about it. We're going to talk a little bit about D-Hop Gate and how all that crap is over with finally. The rookies reported, and we're going to get in all the running back news, man. Everything about the running back. So here's a little intro. We'll hit you on the way back.
Thank you guys for having me, man. It's been cool. The life after football experience has been it has its ups and downs.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Carlos. We got you.
Oh, sorry.
3, 2, 1. No. Ready?
I gotta get my podcast set up.
Hey, you here, man? You here? We're live right now.
Right.
We got Carlos. He was so excited. He was going in on it already, ready when we were going through the intro. So, Bills Mafia, Buff FamBase, right here for your pleasure. Mr. Karlos Williams. Carlos, how's it going tonight, man?
So thank you guys for having me. First off, I mean, it's no better place like Buffalo, no place like home. Me and my wife call it home all the time. We go back, we got friends there, we got family there, we consider family there. So it's already circle the wagons, let's go Buffalo and 716. You already know what's up. But as far as Coach Karlos, that's the news. That's the next stage. I'm coaching, I'm training. Nice. I started my business, Karlos Williams Performance, out of Tallahassee, Florida, in 2020. Really trying to get myself in shape. I was supposed to go to Canada, but due to COVID and the border shutting down, that didn't happen. So the guys that were training with me ended up becoming clients. And it's been a great experience. I want to say I have at least 30 clients in Tallahassee.
Wow.
It goes up and down with training, dealing with people's schedules and school and spring practices, especially when you come to high school kids. But then I have 12 kids with D1 offers, smaller D1s to major D1s. So it's been a blessing being able to help kids, be an advocate. I went to Texas A&M this past summer to see Coach Fisher and a couple former teammates and coaches out at A&M. Aggies, go gig 'em. All right, that's a place you want to go watch football at. That stadium is outstanding. The upgrades they're doing, just to go get my kids some culture and go see something else other than Florida, which was a cool experience. Went down to Naples to FBU. Shout out to Coach Low Woods. He was my 707 coach growing up. He's now one of the head coaches for FBU Football University, and that organization is top notch. Some of the best talent around the country is invited week in and week out, month in and month out, to go compete in front of the best talent across the country. I met kids from Iowa, Nebraska, Washington, really just coming to put on a show and showcase their skills. But a lot of kids go underrated, and I think that's where I come in. Being able to help kids get on the radar that, have size and speed and ability to play the game, but they go to schools that's not really built for sports or built for football. I always say this, and it's not a slight to any coach in the country. High school coaches aren't paid to help kids get recruited. Every 4 years, you get a new set of kids. You're going to have some talent that's better than others, but you're going to have some talent that needs to develop. And that's where I come in. I want to develop talent, help kids where they need help, help them process the whole football, mindset of going from high school to college. What does it take to be a D1 starter? What does it take to even get into college? Having those conversations from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. with parents. And being honest, I'm not going to send every kid's film to Alabama. I'm not going to do that. One, I'm not going to do it to myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not putting my name on something I don't feel is Alabama quality.
Right.
2, I'm not going to do that to your kid, because if they don't receive the love or attention that they expect from Alabama, what is that going to do to them mentally or spiritually or emotionally? So let's not deplete that kid of his mental capacity about his athletic ability or his playing ability, period. We want to be able to juice him. We want to be able to put him in situations where he can go be the best he could possibly be when it's time to perform. And so since 2016, that's what I've been doing on. I know I haven't played in a while. I know my Bills fans miss me. I miss you guys too. But Coach Los is a full effect, man. I love it.
Hell yeah, man. You're getting a ton of love in the comments, and that's super awesome. Like, I love what you're doing. That's great. And to be realistic with the kids and the parents, and to temper their expectations, and to know that, hey, if you want to do this, you got to work this hard, and this is what you got to do. And maybe you still don't even have the physical traits to get there. So let's just work through what you got and see what happens. Like, that seems kind of be like where you're at with this, huh?
It's not as easy as you would think, being able to having to tell a parent, hey, your kid's not there yet. And a lot of kids can get there. Some kids top out, some kids don't. Some kids have a rough start and they develop later down the line. It's all about how you work with them. I have all different types of athletes. Most of my clients right now are offensive linemen. I don't know where it came from, but it's offensive linemen. And I mean, I can go from A to Z. I can name them and their offers, their height and weight, what they run the 40, what they're lifting, what kind of kids they are, where they truly want to go to school. We talk all the time. I mean, we text. We're in a whole group chat on Instagram. I mean, they keep up with me all the time. They want to know when Coach Los is coming back to Tallahassee. So, it's hard, but then again, it's the most satisfying thing I've ever done in my life. Some guys say, Coach, I don't know how to do this. Send me your Twitter. Send me your height and weight. Send me your huddle link, and I'm gonna get it posted. And most of the time, I'm just posting kids, and people are like, well, why do you do that like that? You're posting on the coach's timeline, because I don't want the coach to reply to me.
Yeah.
Why? Why do I want him to reply to me? I want him to see the link and see the height and weight and be like, damn, I got to click on that kid. That's what I want. I want the kid to get the follow. I want the kid to get the notoriety. I'm just a tool. I'm just the means to get it done. I have 15K followers. I might as well use them all. All it takes is one eyeball to see something and like and share and retweet it, or somebody can quote tweet it, and that's even better. I try to tell my kids, stop looking at the likes and retweets. It's cool, but look at the impressions. Look at the views. Yeah. You have 1,200 views. You have 2,400 eyes looking at your post. Somebody's going to see something and say something about it, and that's all it takes sometimes.
Yep, and that's that's basically what a mentor and a coach is for, right? Is to set an athlete up for success. Doesn't matter where it is. They want to see success, and you're doing a wonderful job at that. True. Sounds like, Karlos. And
very true. I mean, I've had my non-success. I mean, everybody can Google Karlos Williams and look at the suspensions and look at this and that, but I think that's what makes me so much more valuable than the guy that's had nothing but success and never had a failure. Because I can tell you where I went wrong. I can tell you when I was immature. I can tell you what tweet probably never got me signed again. I probably can tell you that. But I mean, it's a part of it. And parents love that. I'm not going to blow smoke. I'm not patting egos. I'm not doing that. And when we work, I'm digging in his ass. We're going to work. Like, we're going to sweat. We're going to almost pass out. We're going to get there because I want you to understand, are you really ready to sacrifice?
Right.
Are you really ready to die for this? Because it doesn't last long. Most careers last a year to 3.
Yeah.
So are you really ready to commit for 4 years, maybe 5 years at a university, maybe transfer portal, maybe 6, 7 years at a university, just so you can have 3 years of experience that you've always dreamed of? That's a lot of sacrifice. No vacations. Don't go on summer vacation anymore. Stay home and train. Don't go to the movies with your girlfriend. Do some abs. Do some push-ups. Start lifting in the garage. That's hard to do when you're 16, 17 years old.
Oh yeah.
But when you have somebody that's done it and they have examples where they've done it and it paid off, don't get me wrong. I'm from Polk County. I made it to the NFL. I can list the guys that made it to the NFL from Polk and that's made it and done something and set a record or made a statement. I did it. I'm cool.
Yeah.
First six touchdowns consecutive games, I'm good. I don't need to go out there and be the NFL's rushing leader. That's more on a pride tip. That's more on a personal tip. I wanted to set a stage so people can be from Polk County like, damn, Karlos is from where I'm from. If he can make it, I can make it. And now I have the ability to work with you every step of the way. And that's what I want to do for my kids.
Man, that's awesome. I love your perspective. I love your attitude. I love your take.
Thank you.
I mean, I think it's completely invaluable. I think there's like this really like shine on everything that it's like this really great thing that you can do for the rest of your life. And like the nitty gritty of it is like, if you want it, you got to work hard and you got to take every opportunity you got and push through it. And that's it, and I don't know, man, I love it. That's so awesome what you're doing.
It's just not enough people doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'll never talk bad about another coach or a player. It's just that what I bring to the table is invaluable. I'm a glass house. I'm not hiding nothing from parents. I'm not hiding nothing from my guys. My guys asked me a question about why I was suspended. Substance abuse policy, man. I smoke weed and I shouldn't have smoked, bro. That's what it was. I did it more than one time. I was just being immature. I wanted to start. I couldn't get to start, so I felt like I was being rebellious. It's hard at a 22-year-old kid, and you think you're an adult as a 22-year-old kid, to bite your tongue and say, I'm going to sit and wait my turn.
Yeah.
I came from Florida State. Everybody played. And when you played, you got drafted. I came from a place where when I worked hard, I reaped the benefits.
Yep.
I got moved from safety to running back. I worked hard to learn the playbook, ended up being a second string back in the national championship team. 22 touchdowns in 2 seasons. Nobody did that in Florida State.
Yeah.
And so, so when I got to Buffalo, it was hard. I'm playing with a Hall of Famer like Shady McCoy. Offensive line was amazing. You got a Hall of Fame coach in Rex Ryan, D coordinator Rex Ryan. I mean, to want to play is always driving you because the guys around you are amazing. Look at our front seven. Look at that. Think about that 2015 front seven. Wicked. Couple Hall of Famers possibly on that front seven. The backers were amazing. The back end was wicked. Aaron Williams was one of the best safeties to play before he hurt his neck. He was nasty. Aaron was ripping faces off like he was sideline to sideline. He was nasty. They underrated him, undervalued him. You know what I'm saying? So I got to play with guys I wanted to be on the field every time they was on the field.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sit and wait. And I was immature at the time. So when my guys asked me, Coach, what happened? Man, bro, I was immature. I didn't want to wait. And I did things that were childish. And it bit me. When I got to Pittsburgh, that's a place where you got to be on your P's and Q's. It was just a different organization. It was nothing against Buffalo when I was there. But in 2016, I went to an organization where every day you were going to be accountable. Every day, if you wasn't checking the boxes off, you're getting fined. They set the standard. And so, the new crew, the new staff in Buffalo, they set the standard. They're winning. They know how to win. They want winners. They're not talking about nothing but winning. It's a no-nonsense kind of place. McDermott has built that. He's built exactly what the city of Buffalo always wanted, always needed, and now they have it. It's just 1 or 2 draft picks away from going to win a Super Bowl and bringing that city something they well deserve.
Hell yeah, dude! You're getting me all jazzed up. I can see why people like to work for you, man. Damn.
I mean, he was talking sit-ups and push-ups when the show's done. I might
have to
pump
hit
a couple out.
You know what it is, though? I just try to be I just try to be a good person, man.
Yeah.
Coach Tom Shaw. If you guys got time, look up Coach Tom Shaw. He relocated from New Orleans, I want to say in 06, 07. Right after Katrina, he relocated to Orlando. And I got to meet him at a Nike camp. And that experience was like he said, Karlos, live like nobody else so you can live like nobody else and always treat people nice. Always be nice to people. I don't care if that person spits on you, slaps you. You be nice to people because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what that person's going to want to do for you or can do for you. So I just took that and I ran with it. Don't get me wrong. Coach Karlos has his moments where he's Karlos. He's lost. But then again, you know, you got to take a step back and realize what's in front of you, what your ultimate goals are, what you truly want to achieve. And I'm achieving it. I'm watching my kids collect offers. I'm watching my kids, you know, post Instagram stories and tweets about a coach called them and they got another official offer, a D1 offer. That's the ultimate goal. Yep. It's not me. I don't got to never tweet it. The kid's going to tag me in it. And I'm happy that you are because you're putting in the work. I can go in my phone right now, upload video after video after video of nothing you just working. Nothing you just working, sweating, in the sand pit, on grass, we're in church. No matter what it is, you're constantly working. And that's what coaches want to see. And I'm able to help kids provide that for themselves. And that's the biggest thing. They're able to provide it for themselves because they consistently want to get more.
Yep.
And that's the beauty of it.
I love the message about being nice. I have 3 kids of my own. I know my brother has 4 of his. And one of the first questions we ask after a sporting event, after school and all that stuff is, were you nice today? Did you say thank you? Did you tell someone, how's your day? That's a big message, especially for kids that have a lot going for them. Especially for kids that have a lot going for them that, and you hate to see it, but the kids nowadays, a lot of them don't think about other people. And it's good to just remind people, hey, you be nice to people. Yes. And the benefits, you will feel better yourself, but then you will also help somebody else maybe feel better. And it's just contagious. So I love that message.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man. So before you got on here, we were talking a little bit about the running back room and the news around the NFL right now, right, is that Saquon Barkley, Jacobs, and Pollard, they ended up not signing extensions. They're playing on the franchise tag this year. A lot of people are up in arms about it. Scott and I were kind of talking earlier, and you brought up 2015 earlier, and I want to get back to that. But I heard a stat about 2015 as well earlier today, where they said that the franchise tag, the amount that you got paid in 2015 for a running back was 10.7 mil. Like that was the tender. So now, flash forward 2023, the tender right now is 10.2 million, where every other position group has doubled, right? Quarterbacks double, wide receivers doubled, running backs have actually gotten less. So,
question: who's the best back in the league in your opinion?
Right now?
Oof. Yeah.
Josh Cook, right?
James Cook.
Or James Cook. James Cook.
I mean, there's a handful of special guys.
You're right.
Pay them.
Yep.
And if I'm gonna be honest, name the backs that haven't gotten a contract. You got Jacobs. You're in Las Vegas. Have you won an AFC championship? 0. No, you're not leading into an AFC championship. Let's argue. Saquon, you've been hurt most of the time. You've been in New York. I get it. I understand. You are a quality back, one of the best probably to touch a football in years. Y'all went to the playoffs? Y'all won the NFC championship? Or y'all won the Super Bowl? I'm not paying a guy that's not helping me win a championship. I'm just going to argue because that's what the league is going to do. I'm going to be devil's advocate. If you're not giving me 2,000 or close to 2,000, I'm not talking about receiving. I'm talking about pounding the rock. I'm talking about running it. The ball's in your hands. That's when you start finding that. You know what I'm saying? That's when you start getting paid like that. I mean, you haven't. Who got the biggest contract as a back in the NFL right now?
McCaffrey.
Who?
McCaffrey. He's making.
What does McCaffrey? What did McCaffrey do in Carolina? Every season.
Yeah, he's the only thing they had.
Yep. He's a pure all-purpose back. Went to San Fran. Tommy hit San Fran, took off again.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to compete for a Super Bowl this year, another NFC championship. But that's the caliber of back that he is. I'm not saying that Josh Jacobs isn't. I'm not saying that Saquon isn't. But these guys are putting their team on their back.
Yeah.
For a minute, Alvin Kamara was putting the Saints on his back. He was carrying the Saints. Michael Thomas was down. I mean, quarterback situation was up in the air. Defense was steady, but Alvin Kamara was catching balls more than receivers and scoring touchdowns more than anybody else. So you got to think, yes, he's going to get paid. But if you're hurt, you're injured, your value goes down. As soon as you pull a hammy, value goes down. As soon as you bust a shoulder, value goes down. So guys got to truly understand that your value is going to go down all the time. If you're not steadily progressing or you're not always healthy, your value is going to go down. It's going to shoot quick. Yep. Josh Jacobs has been hurt.
Yeah.
Saquon has been hurt.
Yeah. Right.
What's the other back?
Pollard.
Who?
Pollard
from Cowboys.
Hurt.
Yeah.
I'm just being the only back I've seen.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. He has been injured, but he's putting up numbers. Is Dalvin Cook. Cookie's putting up numbers. Cookie puts something up every single year, whether it's catching the ball, whether it's running the ball, he's putting up consistent numbers. Well, and that's why he's a hot ticket. He's a hot commodity.
That's why I have him on my fantasy football team every year because he does. You get these guys that it's not just the carries. It's not just the 300 plus carries. It's the targets. They're using them in their offense as their primary guy. You get these pass, and we are living in a world of a passing offense, but if you could still target your wide running back that many times, that's the guy you pay. That it is just the way it is.
But
and
look at Jonathan Taylor, though.
Yeah.
He's getting 35 touches a game. He doesn't need to catch the football. He may catch one or two screens, but Indianapolis has built that offense to pound the rock. Mm-hmm. What does Oakland do?
It's a good question.
You went and got Adams to go catch footballs. You had Devin Waller to catch footballs. Yeah. You had a stable of receivers. Yeah. Why would we pay Josh Jacobs when we throw the football?
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, look at San Fran's offense. Yes, McCaffrey makes sense. They're multiple. Every back they've had has been one of the fastest backs in the year. Wilson, Raheem Mostert went down the fastest backs in the league most of the time.
Debo Samuel's used there too. Debo Samuel's being used there too.
They're hitting top speed every time they touch the ball, and these guys can do multiple things.
Yep.
It fits their offense. So, of course, they're going to pay that guy because he's going to catch the ball 100 times a year, and he's going to get 200 carries. Right. Debo's going to catch the ball over 100 and get almost 100 carries. So, yeah, I'm going to pay those guys. But if I'm just handing you the football and you're not rushing for 2,000, no, because you add nothing else. And that's what people are getting upset at. Yes, I'm taking a pounding. Yeah, so what? Yeah, I'm taking a beating. So what? I would be a dead breed in the NFL now. I'm a dying breed. Right now, I'm 6'2", and I'm sitting at 223. And I would still be dead. I'm bigger than most backs in the league right now. And so, I mean, my only argument is, in order to be paid, you got to go above and beyond. Are you playing special teams? Are you adding any value? Even if you're a starter, are you playing? And that's the crazy part. Most backs played multiple positions in college. They play multiple positions in high school. You can do other things. I'm not a caterer anymore. I used to be the same way. Oh, we want to be paid. Hey, bro, what can you do for me? And that's what the league is right now. How much can you do for me? Can you catch 50 balls this year? Can you catch 75? Because I'm gonna give you 130 carries, but can you catch at least as many half the catches you're doing that? Because I need the ball in your hands. And if I can't put the ball in your hands for 50% of the snaps, there's no point of paying you that money.
And in a league now, you better damn well know how to pass block.
That's just the way it is. And it's not fair. It's not. But would you spend money where you don't want to spend money?
Yeah.
Would you buy a meal just because it looked good, but you knew it didn't taste good?
Yeah.
No. If you knew the meal was gonna taste like this, but it looked like you wanted it to look, you wouldn't buy it. You wouldn't.
Right.
You wouldn't. If I know I can't throw you the ball 50 times a game or 50 times in the season, I can get 50 receptions out of you as a running back. I'm not gonna pay you. I'm not in this day and age. That Hines was another back I used to love. Played at NC State. Multiple. I'm talking about multiple. He ran the ball 30 times against us and caught another 15 passes. You know, so he adds value to any roster he's going to go to. He's going to nickel and dime those contracts. He's going to get $3 million. He's going to get that $4 million contract because that's the way he has set up his career. I got to catch the ball. I got to minimize my touches and minimize how many times I get banged up.
Right.
You just can't go get big bucks because you're the starting back anymore. The number 2 and 3 guy are a kick returner and on special teams, and they're adding way more value to the table. The running back is a dying breed. It's more like me. I was a great athlete with a ball in my hand. I can go on the defense any day of the week and go play cover 2, cover 4, 6, and 7, and go knock somebody's face off. Or you can give me the ball 10 times a game and I can score touchdowns. What value are you adding to your game? I want to see more guys going out and catching passes, running routes, double moves, triple, whatever it may be. You got to add value to your game. And I tell my kids that now. What can you? Oh, I'm a cover corner. Oh, so you can't tackle?
Right.
Like you're not going to tackle nothing? Like you're just going to run down the field and just be there? You're going to run cover 3 and cover 4 all day?
Yeah, play patty cake with cornerbacks.
Yeah. And is that what you're going to tell your coach?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's almost the way the kids developed, and now the league is that way. Backs are different. I mean, the league is not the same. Everybody wants to spread the ball around. Everybody wants to get the ball quick out their hands. And whoever's got the best hands, who's ever going to put points on the board, that's who's getting the football. And right now, tight ends and receivers are leading the way. Especially tight ends. Tight ends are racking up. Tight ends are some of the wildest creatures I've seen so far. Devin Waller's a species. Kelsey. I mean, the list goes on. They're making more plays. They're running reverses. They're getting pitch options now. Those are the freak athletes in the game of football. Those and those rush ends. TJ Watts, Myles Garrett, those freaks of nature. But for backs, what are you gonna add to the table, bro? Like, what are you bringing to the potluck? Like, don't come in empty-handed, man, because you're not gonna be valued this thing. You're not. I tell my kids are high school running backs. So what else can you do? Because if all you can do is run the football, man, you're gonna be really, really sad. You got to be able to pass block. You got to be able to lead block. You got to be able to sit on the. You got to be able to do it all. Read defenses, tell what we're in, pick up. You got to be able to do it all. And if you can't, you won't be paid for it. And I think that's what's happening. Not that they're bad backs. They're just now seeing what more value can you bring. If I'm going to pay you for 3 to 4 more years, I'm not going to draft the back for 3 to 4 more years. Can you give me those same numbers in your first or second year, or even better numbers? And if you can't, I can't pay you.
Yep. Or I'm going to let you finish out your contract and no extensions coming. Jarrod likes to, my brother Jarrod always loves to bring up the whole Terrell Davis thing. He offered a special teams option. He proved himself in special teams. One of the biggest hits you'll ever see in a game is from Terrell Davis, doing the work, showing he's multifaceted and could do multiple things. And eventually he made his way to a starting running back, a Hall of Fame running back. You've got to be able to do all that stuff. And if you're someone, Karlos, like you said, if you're someone that can only run the ball, you better damn well get close to that 2,000 rush yards, especially since there's 17 games in the season.
I mean, I was a special teams captain of Florida State all 4 years. And I didn't even play a lot of special teams in Buffalo. I didn't. But Danny knew, hey, if I need Los, he can go down the field and crack somebody's face open. Like, he's going to go down there and split the wedge. He's going to try to make the tackle. Like, he's not going to be wasted space. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's what can you do? What are you willing to do as well? Like we talked about sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice your pride? And that's why I made my mistake. I didn't sacrifice my pride, bro. I was averaging 7 carries a game. Every 9 carries, I was scoring a touchdown. Imagine that, only getting 7 carries in the game. If I'm in the game, I'm blocking most of the time. That's frustrating. So I tell my guys, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because you have to kind of make yourself small. You do. You have to minimum. It's for the betterment of my organization, for my team. And if you can't do that, I mean, that's gonna depreciate your value right there. Once you say, man, I don't know if I can do that, or you don't feel comfortable, or people have feelings and emotions too. Just any GM, any owner, they're human. And so they're going to respond. They're going to take an emotion. They're going to feel a certain way. And, okay, this guy don't want to play special teams. Let me go find a guy that's cheaper on the market that can get a couple carries and play special teams. Bye-bye. I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Everybody wants to win, and everybody wants to do it cost efficiently. Nobody's trying to pay, only people getting paid is left tackles, defensive ends, and quarterbacks. And get that out your head now. Like, nobody's getting paid like that unless you're the number 1 receiver. Like, even tight ends, bro, are getting paid, but they're still not getting, they ain't getting that guap. They're not getting big dollars. They're not. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what can you bring to the table, bro? What can you add to the game? If you're not adding nothing, you're not being paid. And that sucks, man. But that's the way the league is right now.
Yep. Especially since half those carries now are going to that second running back because a lot of teams are going with a dual running back kind of thing. So
what do you think about Bijan?
I love Bijan at Atlanta, but is Cordell Patterson still good? Is he still there? I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Algier, who's a running back that they brought in the previous year, I mean, they have high hopes for him. I mean,
you
Bijan,
got Cordell Patterson.
Yeah. You've got 3 legit running backs on your roster.
But now you can put him back out wide. You can put him back in receiver. I mean, he's multiple.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's multiple. He's a guy that can do anything. And he plays special teams, one of the best kick returners in the history. I mean, besides Devin Hester, I mean, he's explosive. He's a guy that you need to have on your roster and put the ball in his hands, right? So Bijan, what do you come into play? How many touches are you expected to carry? Because he's not about to roll over and just let you have it.
No.
That's been his backfield since Freeman left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a dog eat dog world. I mean, I want him to have great success. I'm excited to see him play. I watched him play at Texas. I think it's just going to be a different experience. The league is different. NFC South is different. Not a pushover. Defense is known to be tough and reckless. So I mean, I want him to rush for over 1,000 his rookie year. I want him to get I want him to touch at least 30, 40 catches. I want him to be a real big part of that offense because they're going to need him in it. But
yeah.
I mean, like I said, what is he going to bring to the table? I'm excited to see it. Right. I mean, I don't know how many balls he caught exactly at Texas. I've seen him catch a few, but I know he's a downhill runner more than anything. Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, that's the thing with these rookie guys is that where you are the spotlight in your college, you got to understand that potentially you could be just a decoy a lot of times. So, yep, warming up to that.
You can just try something out.
Yep.
I mean, GMs build draft capital for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, I really like that back, but I can't take him in the first. You know what? I'm going to take him in the fourth, and we'll see how it works out. If it's not, shit, cut the losses. We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how that works, man. And it sucks, but it's business, man. It's not personal. And I tell my kids that. That's what I got. I got too personal with it. I'm like, hey, this hurts. I'm not playing. Twitter, and then fired. Like, you can't be doing that. So I tell my guys now, control the emotions, dog. Yeah. It's not personal. Yeah. Even in high school, when my high school coach isn't helping me, it's not personal. A lot of coaches have personal ties, or they feel like this kid right now is a kid that's gonna get their program on the spotlight. It's cool. It happens. It's cool. Don't take it personal. The league is the same way. A guy may have favor and he's end up a 7th round pick and you're a 2nd round pick. It's cool. Work, bust your ass, prove yourself, go make your money. And when you're done, do something you truly love.
Right. Love it.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. We had a couple questions for you here coming in the comments. People love you, man. Our boy,
thank you.
Our boy Patrick Hughes here. He says, Karlos, who are you most excited about to see on the Bills this season? Is there a player that you've been keeping an eye on?
I'm excited to see the backs. I'm excited to see James. I've known Dalvin since we recruited him to Florida State. And when I found out his little brother was playing at Miami Central, we tried to get him too. We won him back. I mean, just excited to see him. They're both very unique in their own ways. They're both very different. I think James is the more pure pass catcher, the more receiving type of back. Yes, Dalvin does catch a lot of balls, and he's very elusive at open field. But I think James gives you that 5th, 4th receiver on the field when he's in the backfield or lined up outside the tackle box. He does give you that. I think he's just getting his feet wet. I think he's going to be a household name. I think if he gets the ball enough and gets his juice going, he's a household name. By the end of the season, potential Pro Bowler. But that's what I'm excited for. No, that offensive line has been slowly and steadily getting better and better. I think it's one of the best in the league. Their talent outside is, I mean, come on, let's argue. With Gabe, with Steph, with Knox, the rookie tight end, I hear that he's going crazy. He was going crazy during rookie mini camp. Mm-hmm. It's just excited to see them finally get what they needed. Like I said before, Buffalo's always been right there on the cusp. McDermott, that front office, they're building. Brandon Beane is building a championship attitude organization, and they're just a couple pieces away. We may have drafted the pieces this year. We don't know, but it's just so close. I mean, with Elam last year coming in and playing the way he played like a veteran. Yeah, he had his mistakes and this and that, but he played well enough to say, damn, that defense can go win an AFC championship. They can compete for an AFC championship. He did, you know? So, I mean, they're just a couple pieces away, but I'm excited for the front, that front five and our running backs. I want to see them take it to the next level.
Swank, I got a quick question for Karlos real quick.
Yeah.
Karlos, what was yours and Delvin's reaction when James Cook decided to go to Georgia?
Yeah, like that's like
I know you
like,
said you're trying to recruit him to go.
Georgia, like out of all places, but I get it, man. I mean, you know what? When I was coming out of high school, Bama was the school to go to. Hassan Clinton Dix, me and him were very, very close friends, man. That's one of my best friends. We play on 707, flat, everything. We have always been together. Since 6th grade, we trained together every summer, every spring. That's been my day one. And we both got offers from Bama and Florida State. And he's like, hey, bro, I'm just not going to Florida State. I'm going to Bama. I said, why Bama? It's just country, bro. Like, it's like we didn't know nothing about Alabama. Last time Florida State played Alabama, we beat them inside the Gator Bowl. That's the last time I remember us. Dakota Fat caught like a 3-yard slant and took it to the crib, 70 yards upside. So I'm thinking like, Bama, what's Bama? He's like, no, bro. Coach Nick Saban about to turn there. Whatever. They beat Texas. Texas wasn't that good. But I understand. They went for the culture. They went for that SEC. That's that grit. And they built championship teams in the SEC. A&M, when Johnny was there, beat Bama. And they beat Bama. Like, they beat them. I mean, SEC is known for building NFL quality players. And I think when you go there, it helps you adjust to the speed, the knowledge, the terminology. You really adjust to what the next level is going to be like. Being at Florida State, when I was there, the talent that we played around was like that. Don't get me wrong. We recruited SEC talent, SEC size, but in the ACC. Tim Jernigan, Jacoby McDaniel, Anthony McLeod was a JUCO transfer. Marcus White was there. Brandon Jenkins was from Tallahassee. Tank Carradine was a transfer. Nigel Bradham, Nigel Carr-Bentz. I mean, I can go on about. And you go look at the size of guys coming out of high school at that time. They were huge. They were humongous. There were SEC-sized talent built to play in a smaller, less dominant conference. And that's what we did. Jimbo won a championship in 3 years he was there. Nobody was thinking about that. Nobody was processing who he was recruiting. Kelvin Benjamin, 6'6", 240. Chris Davis didn't have a chance in the championship of blocking that pass or deflecting that pass. That was a national championship hand away. He's 6'6", 240. His catch rate is as long as my camper. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So when you put things in perspective like that, yeah, man, he made the right choice for him. He played on an outstanding Georgia team with outstanding backs year after year. Great talent at quarterback, great talent offensive line. His defense is what? All of them drafted to the Eagles in the past few years. Yeah. So, I mean, he made the best decision for him. And I think it paid off to how he prepared himself for Buffalo as well. Very blue-collar city. Got to be about your business. And Kirby Smart is all the same way. So, I mean, it's perfect for him. I'm happy that he made that decision. Tallahassee is kind of wild.
Yeah, it was a great business decision because in a passing league that we are now in, with James Cook being utilized as a receiver out of the backfield, wonderful resume for what the NFL has to offer, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
I'm excited, man. This year is going to be a big year for the backs. Now, a lot of second-year backs have the ability to make an imprint, to really put their foot down and change it. And it sucks that it has to go like this, but somebody has to lead the way. Somebody has to be like, hey, bro, I want to get paid in the next 3 years, so I'm just going to snap. Like, I'm going 1,700 plus. I'm going 10 tugs plus. I'm going Pro Bowl this and next year. Like, you have to, because you're not going to be paid. And also, people always say about the state of Florida when it comes to recruiting, I can shake a tree and a running back will fall out. Man, you shake a tree in the league and a running back will fall out. The guy that hasn't played in a couple years, I throw him on the roster, give him special teams work. Now he's in shape. I can give him 5 or 6 carries in the red zone. Yep. He's a veteran too, so he don't care. He's getting league minimum. So you got to prepare yourself for it. What are you adding to the value? What value are you adding to the game or to your organization? And can you be multiple? Are you going to be selfless? I mean, those are big things, and people like, I don't know if that's big, man. You got to be selfless, man. As much as the league is making, as much as the league is making every Sunday, beer sales, ticket sales, parking sales, average, how much as they're making, are you gonna shrink yourself just a little bit to truly get what you want and to live your dream? And that's really what it's all about. If you can't shrink yourself, if you can't minimize yourself for the smaller time that it is, then you won't make it. My brother did. I kid you not. Go look at draft history in Pittsburgh since 2013. Every season, and I hate to say it, every season they try to replace my brother Vince. Didn't have to be the same position linebacker, just a guy they can bring in and kind of move pieces around. You're not going to break him. Vince is going to come to camp every day and rip somebody's face off. He's going to be a starter. I don't get me wrong. He split time with Ryan, but then who they released? Timmons. So why? Could Vince and Shay could start. Call each other shake and bake. You have to do that. You have to build that. Look, Vince is coming in with his attitude. Ryan Shazier can play well with Vince. Hey, Lawrence, we love you, but you aging out. Vince, continue to be the perennial starter. Yep. Mark Barron came in. Sean Spencer came in. Splain came in. I mean, I can go. LJ Fort was there. Stevie J was there. A lot of guys was there. My brother was a perennial starter. He brought something to the table every single year. I got to learn how to cover. Got to learn how to blitz. Got to learn how to beat the block. Got to learn how to share. Got to learn how to even learn how to do stunts, pick stunts. Go watch the tape. Turn on Vince Williams. That's how you add value to your game every single year. That's how you be a 9-year vet for one organization. Vince wrote the blueprint. I'm very proud of my brother for that. There you go.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's all about being multiple. What can you bring? What can you do? How can you grow? What can you learn? I think like this running back by committee thing, it's really hit the league by storm, especially since now it's mostly a passing league. But you still have these guys that you've been talking about that stand above everybody else, and they get paid because they stand above everybody else.
But you have to, though, Pat Mahomes is going to make the most money we've ever seen in life as a quarterback. Because what he does, the video games are now making this man throw the ball diving sidearm.
I saw that.
That tells you something. Yeah. Netflix is following this man while he's rolling around with a hurt ankle. He's cursing on Netflix, man. They love him. He's going to get paid. For his great grandkids are going to be paid.
Yeah.
But look what he's adding to the game. Yeah. Now, what do you see quarterbacks do? Back pedal, switch your hips, throw the ball, sidearm, underhand. Why? Because he's changing the game. Mm-hmm. And if you can't be Pat Holmes, then you can't be a part. You can't be in this game. If you can't move and throw the ball, he's not super fast. He's not the most athletic quarterback in the league. But you couldn't tell him that because the way he moves his hips and throws the ball on the run and gets out of tackles and extends plays, that is what coaches now are looking for. Can you do that? No. Can you do that? Like, can you do what he just did? Because if you can't do that, then
we don't.
That 80 million that 100-something million can't do that. Yep. That's the game now.
Yeah.
Can you wiggle your pinky toe as you balance the ball on your head and rub your nose? Can you do that? Can you hold one eye open and shoot this apple off my head? If you can do that, man, I'm gonna give you this. But if you can, you live like nobody else.
Yep. And I love that's what it is, though. It's no longer the traditional 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drop back. Kids nowadays are turning their hips, throwing the ball sideways, switching to left hand and throwing it just because of Mahomes. Mm-hmm. And you're right. If they can get efficient at that, you guys.
I wouldn't let 50 hit me. I wouldn't let 50 off the edge. The kid from Miami. I'm not letting you come off the edge and hit me. Mm-hmm. Are you crazy? No. So I'm a back pedal duck shift. I'm gonna throw that. I'm gonna get it out of there. And that's what you have to do. And that's the expectation now. Mm-hmm. That is that. Mm-hmm. That is that. Boom. That's it. If you can't do that, you're SOL.
Yep.
And that's a big problem. I'm sorry, I'm on 20%. That's a big problem. I mean, it's just the game is changing, guys, and it's for every position. I had an O-lineman coach tell me, I won't say who, he was like, I don't need to teach my kids how to run block.
You just hurting a kid. You're just hurting a kid by thinking like that.
I said, what do you mean by that? He's like, oh, I can teach them how to run block, but run block is easy. Even pass pro, I don't really go over pass pro. I said, what? Go look at my Instagram. Go look at my lineman. All we do is pass. We do some run game, but I don't want to mess up your team's run game. Mm-hmm. Now, pass pro, that shit ain't, I'm sorry, that's never going to change. Until you block TJ Watt, you're blocking, those Myles Garrett's, Bosa's. Yeah, until you got to block these people off the edge. And what's the number one leading sacks in the NFL? Tight ends and backs on defensive ends. The number one cost for sacks in the NFL. So if I teach my linemen how to protect themselves and the guy next to him, be quick off the snap, hands, reload, punch, reset. Yeah, I want y'all to be the best. Be aggressive on the edge. And now we're attacking the defensive ends instead of waiting for the contact or trying to be pretty and say, no, that game is changing. My lineman got Trent Williams is pulling from the tight end position. He's pulling on jet sweep. And you tell, oh, coach, we don't pull like that. Well, you can't play for me. Yep. You can't pull. If you can't pull like Trent Williams, I don't want you. If you can't do what Trent Williams is doing, I don't want you. I can't. If you're not athletic as Dawkins, I don't want you. Mm-hmm. D. Dawkins is athletic. That's a big athletic guy. He pulls down the field. He's at the second, third level blocking safeties. I want him. Give me one of those. I'll take 5 of those and probably 2 more because I'm putting him at tight end too. You're going to go big. But you got to be able to change the way you're playing, progressively get better. Because if you're not going to be valued.
Right. That's one of those things I think Bean has really pushed the issue in Buffalo on. He wants everybody to play multiple positions. I swear to God, everybody on that offensive line can play almost every other position on that offensive line. And it's helped. It's helped in times where there's been injuries, or that Miami game that was a freaking sauna and you had guys going in and out and everything all the time, and you had to pull from the depths. And it's that kind of thing that just proves that point that you're making, man. Yeah. I truly believe when it comes to the NFL, you're only as good as your second, third guy. Right? Honestly, sure.
Because if your number one guy goes down, you can't go out. It's not like the NBA and go buy another baller. You can't just go find another guy off the street that's in the D League. No, you can't go do that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go to XFL, USFL, there's gonna be a difference. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a little bit of fall off, right? There is, right?
Yeah.
So if your second guy is a quality guy, pay him. Keep him happy. Keep him home. You don't want him going anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the league is changing constantly. It's going to continue to change. It's a big passing league. The balls are going deep. And, you know, DBs are changing. Look at Sauce. When last time we seen a 6'3" corner? Him and the kid from Seattle. We haven't seen corners like that since Sherman got drafted.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get me wrong. Right. We went through a stage where they were decently sized. Trufant was decent size. You know what I'm saying? He was fast and 6'1", but not 6'3", 6'4", and not running 4.4, 4.3. Why? Because receivers are getting bigger. Look at Drake London. That's a big kid.
Yep.
Drake London. Gabriel's a big kid. Davis is huge, man. So imagine running up it's just different. Everything is changing. You got to be a good athlete, not just a good football player anymore. And that's why guys aren't getting paid. I'm just being honest. Guys aren't the best athlete on their team anymore. They're not. I was one of the best athletes on my team. Whether it's a high school, whether it's a college, whether it's NFL, I was one of the best athletes on my team. I could literally do anything that was asked. And that's what you have to be able to do. I don't care if you play deep sand. Can you go play Mike for a series and go drop in the coverage real quick? Can we disguise you and blitz you from there? And if you can't do it, then I can't put you there. I can't pay you.
Right. Makes sense,
right.
Man.
I mean, it was one of those things, and I just played high school ball, never went up to college and all that stuff. But as a quarterback in high school, it was important for me to understand what the running back's job was, the tackles, the guards, the tight ends, and the wide receivers. When you know all those positions and you're asked to go somewhere, it just benefits everybody. And it's a mentality. You have to be able to be willing to do that kind of stuff.
People ask me all the time, like, you train? Yeah, I train everything. Well, how do you do that? Well, I have a section of 15 kids. I may have 6 linemen, a couple DBs, receiver, running back, quarterback. Everybody's about to drill. What do you mean? Or the cones are set up the same way. Exactly, because every movement is different. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what it looks like. The cones are there just for appearance, bro. We're about to get to work. So everybody's going to pass that. We're going to run. We're going to run screen. Like, we're going to do it all. Quarterbacks are going to drop handoff. We're going to flip our hips. We're going to shuffle. We're going to slide. We're going to move in the pocket. I mean, my DBs, we're going to backpedal. We're going to break. We're going to sprint. We're going to weave. All in the same. Everybody's going to get reps. Everybody's going to be a freak of nature athlete first. Then we're going to be really good football players. Because if I'm unathletic and I'm just trying to be a good football player, it's not going to work. It doesn't. Unathleticism and playing good football don't work. And people try to say that quarterback is athletic. That's a lie. He is. He's not athletic how you may want him to be, but they can do things that other people can't do. O-linemen, athletic in their own way. Kickers, punters, athletic in their own way. They do things that we can't do. And so I just tell my guys that. Just be the best athlete you can be. We don't let them build the football player they want. Let your coach tell you how to perfect that craft. Let's just make sure you can kick step. Make sure you can kick, punch, and slide and post. Let's make sure we can pull. We know what a bucket. We know what a skip looks like. We know what a flat line tunnel screen pull looks like. We know what jet sweep looks like. We know how to trade block. We know how to double back to the backer. We know how to scoop. We know how to ace and trade. That stuff you have to know. But then when you get to the college level or a coach starts coaching you, oh, this is how you perfect it. Or this is the little critique. Or this is where my foot angle needs to be. Or this is how I need to be set in my stance. That comes later. Let's build this athlete right. Let's build a machine first.
Right.
Man, Coach Los has got it, dude. Yo, you can come back anytime you want, man. Your energy, I love your message. Everything's so cool. You've been great. You've been a great guest, man. Great guest. We got our boy Adam over on YouTube. He's asking, Karlos, what position on the offense or defense for the Bills needs to improve this year to get us over the hump?
Defensive front. Defensive front isn't bad. It's just I believe they play a little bit out of position. Ed is not a D tackle, in my opinion. Ed is not a D tackle. Ed Oliver is he's a 7 to 9 technique. Give him the freedom to really rush, and let's see how much he produces. Give him the freedom to rush. I believe he'll produce more than you've ever seen him produce. You having a guy that's not 300 pounds, 2 gap. Let's talk about it. Yeah. A guy that's not 300 pounds, 2 gap. Yeah. At most, Ed is 305, 310. Ed doesn't have a stomach. He has abs. So he's under 300. And he's 2 gapping. In the AFC East with some pretty big offensive lines, that's not going to work, my man. It's not. Miami's offensive line is getting better. Patriots offensive line has always been decent. And the Jets are going to be good. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that defensive front has to be able to step up and make more plays. I think the linebacker core is going to be strong. I mean, Edmonds was good, but I think the guys coming in to replace him is going to be better fit for the system. In my opinion, I think Edmonds is too tall to be in the middle. He's not Shade Tree. He's not Marvin Jones. He's a little bit different. He is fast. He's physical. But you put him outside in the 3-4 scheme, and now you have a real seam defender. No quarterback is throwing over top of that. And now you have him choking tight ends. You have him choking Kelsey. You have him choking, what's the kid up there in Jersey right now? I can't remember his name. It's a good tight end in Jersey for the Jets. But you have a guy that can do more than just one thing. You put him in the middle, all he's going to do is be able to play in the middle. He can play the run. He can't. I've never seen him be able to play the pass from there. That's just not his realm. Put him outside that box, sky's the limit for the kid. The Bears are going to use him, right?
Yeah.
Watch. The Bears are going to use him outside that box. They have 2 great middle linebackers. They're going to put him outside the box, and he's going to produce. Yeah. Pete Christian Jones, when he played with the Bears, what, 6th-round pick? Sorry, guys. Big spider. We're camping.
No worries.
Karlos has got to get it.
He's got to squash a spider. Yeah, you're good.
Sorry, Cass. I have to move. There is a spider. Nope.
No, but I agree. Edmonds, I think, was out of place.
I'm on the cast.
I think Edmonds could have benefited lining up on the outside every once in a while for sure. He would have been good at putting pressure on the quarterback. The 4-3 over, under, all that good stuff could have potentially benefited Buffalo if they used that more often, but they didn't. They kept him right in the middle. And you saw a lot of times he'd either over pursue the run, not make the right reads on the guards. And I liked Edmonds, but he just never got it. He never got it. And now the Bears are going to pay him. And you're going to, like Karlos said, watch the Bears go ahead and use him on the outside and having to drop into the flats instead of in the middle of the field and all that stuff.
I just think that when guys go to different teams, they're able to maximize their ability. And not saying that he couldn't do it in Buffalo. It's just that it's not the same. Yeah. I mean, when you're drafted to a team, you're drafted for a particular reason, right? Mm-hmm. When I got drafted to Buffalo, I was drafted to compete with Fred and Booby as the bigger backs. I wasn't there to compete with Bryce. I wasn't there to compete with Shady. I was there to compete with the bigger guys. And you have to know that going in. Edmonds got put in the system that he was made to do what they asked him to do. Was it the best thing for him? Who knows? But now he's going to go do something different in Chicago, and he's going to have to explore those talents that he has and see what best fits that system. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, I'm happy that he got a chance to go somewhere else and get some new money and see some different things. That's what it's going to take. I mean, the NFL is we call it's a revolving door. It is. Everybody gets a chance to go get a second or third home, and not everybody stays on the same team their whole career. But I hope that Buffalo does what is expected this year. We've been doing everything like how we wanted to, winning games, putting points on the board, filling that stadium, we're rocking. You know, I love to call it the Ralph. I miss the Ralph. You know, rocking the Ralph. It's just we're so close, and almost we're tired of we're tired of asking or even talking about why didn't we win it this year? What is it going to take to win it next year? What is it going to take to win it next year? We've been in the AFC Conference Championship 4 out of the last 3 out of the last 4 years, something like that. We've been there. We've been made of. Why aren't we winning it? We're tired of asking and looking for the pieces missing. I think we have all the pieces. I think so. I think we're playing against great competition. We're playing against guys that love and study the game. Andy Reid's one of the best. He did it in Philly. He's doing it again in Kansas City. He's playing against one of the best quarterbacks in the league, the best tight end in the league. They drafted number 10 out of Rutgers. He's a playmaker. They had Tyreek for a while. They had Hardman for a while. I mean, you have all these pieces put together, and that defense isn't a slouch. Let's be honest. And you play in a tough environment, man. You ever been to Kansas City? Stadium's loud as hell. So when you put those pieces together, you got to come correct. I got it. When I step to this table, I'm coming with X, Y, and Z. We're executing X, Y, and Z. We just haven't done that to our fullest potential.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. Like I said, I love Buffalo. Buffalo is home. I'll always circle the wagons. I'll always represent 716. We just got to get a Super Bowl, man. And once we do, can't tell us nothing.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. I'm going to take like 2 weeks off, I think, when that happens.
I'm coming to the parade. I'm coming for the parade, baby. And I might just try to jump on the float like I won the Super Bowl with them. Hey, can I just please, bro? I went 8-8. Can I just please just a sip of champagne? I'll take a sip. Just let me ride on the boat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those cities there. I've been to a lot of cities, man. That city deserves a championship. And I think once Buffalo wins one, that's the culture. Know what I'm saying? Like they have a championship culture already. The attitude, like we're the Buffalo, like it's Buffalo. What are you talking about? We're good. We know we're good. This is what we do. We play football. We're bred to. Just winning one will set that standard, and everybody will be like, okay, now we don't win one. I know we can win one. Fuck everything else. Let's go do it.
Yeah, yep.
We're just that close.
But I mean, there was a huge weight even lifted when the playoff drought got snapped. You know what I mean? Like the collective sigh and just like the pressure that was off everybody and players included. And even like, everybody through the years that led up to that point, it's just like this huge collective, like sigh of relief. And if we were able to get that Super Bowl this year or next year or whenever, that multiple, I don't care, whatever needs to happen when we get it, it's just, I can't even imagine. I think half the blood pressure medication in Buffalo is going to be completely undersold.
So close.
Yeah.
And I've always said, get one in that stadium because we're getting a new stadium here in 2026. Get one in that stadium.
If we get one in that stadium, that new stadium's going up quick. If we get one before that stadium's going up quick.
Hell yeah.
Hey fellas, my phone is about to die.
Oh, that's all right.
I hate that. But I want to thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Bills Mafia, for asking the questions, man, and giving me the time of day. If you guys need to reach me, Karlos _SR on Twitter. Karlos Williams SR on Instagram. Please follow, like, share, check out my athletes, man. KWP will be up and running in Ocala, Florida soon. You guys know it. And I will be back in Buffalo sometime this fall. We're watching the game. Me and my wife is going to come travel and come enjoy some friends and family. So thank you guys again for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for being part of this.
Yes, sir.
Come back anytime you want, man. Anytime.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Have a good night, man.
That was awesome.
Yo, how about Karlos Williams, dude? Awesome, dude. Awesome. And right? Scooter, where are you at with this?
Kidding, man. I mean, not only motivational, but he found and he's talked about his immature days, which all of us go through. I mean, I look at 22, 23-year-olds nowadays, and they're a pain in the butt. You think you have all the answers back then. And just to be able to help kids understand that, hey, I was there once. I mean, as a parent, we say, hey, I was your age once. But to help guide these kids to kind of direct them. At least you could say you directed them and pointed them in the right direction. And it makes you feel good when you see a success story. The fact that he's given to kids and helping the process between high school and college and doing all that when a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to do it, it's just amazing stuff. And I love the fact that he is like a glass house and he knows from his mistakes and he's learned from his mistakes. He's a great success story. That is a great success story that we just witnessed right there. And I loved it. It was awesome. I'm glad Jarrod reached out to Karlos, and I'm glad they got into communication. And man, loved it. Thanks, Karlos. I know you're not on, but he's amazing. He's amazing.
Big up to Jarrod. Jarrod reached out to him. Karlos was, since day one, like over the moon about being on and like excited about it and checking in with Jarrod. And, you know, we were excited to have him, man. We counted he's the 7th ex-player that we've had on this show in 4 years, right? I'll tell you, man, he was great interview, great energy, a take from a position that like is completely unique. And I'll say it right here, man, like we pride ourselves on doing a good show and putting together stuff for you guys that is like fun and inclusive and chill. And for whatever reason, I feel like every single time we have an ex-player on, they just always default to like they're chilling out in our living rooms, you know, having a beer with us and so open to you guys and whatever. And Karlos has just such like a unique, interesting take and unapologetically himself and doing what he does. And what a great message and great energy. Like, that was awesome, man. One of my favorites for sure. Like, dude's great.
This will be a show to remember forever, man.
Hell yeah. And we're
Did you
sorry.
Think we'd be doing this, Swank?
No, you know, not originally. You know, goals, man. We had all these goals, you know, and surprisingly, we have completely knocked them way out of the park. You know, I'll say for the first time tonight on the show, you know, one of those goals and something that was unexpected that happened that we're super happy that happened is being part of the Buff FamBase network. And, you know, we're rocking with them. We got 2 shows on this lovely network. Of course, the K-Gun Report and Sunday Sessions, which is our pregame show, an hour and a half before kickoff. Don't forget about that because we're only 55 days away from that Jets-Bills game. Just saying, week 1. Also, we're sponsored and presented by 26 Shirts right up here. The great 26 Shirts. Go ahead. There you go. That's about the line. And go to 26shirts.com. Get yourself every shirt that they have. Just go ahead. Just cash your check in and get it. I'll say this, man, and you guys aren't wrong. Here we go, folks. We're in overtime. That's right. We're in overtime. Karlos,
I haven't heard that in a while.
I know it. Karlos jumped right into it, but I had a whole lot of stuff I wanted to say to you guys about how glad I am to be back. And wanted to explain, you know, we're missing Jarrod. He had a little emergency. He had to get called away from. Everything's cool. And he set up that whole interview, like I said. And it was great. So bummed out that he missed it. I'm sure he is too. He was in the comments a little bit, but such is life, you know what I mean? Yeah. Here we are, Scooter. What do you think?
I'm still in shock.
I know, man. It was great. It was a good time. Let's see. We had Patrick Hughes making me laugh under my breath into my beer all damn night. And he said, you guys will one day be on regular TV, may bring back the Empire Sports Network. Oh, may bring back the Empire Sports Network. Oh, I like it. Rob Mullen said, Arthur Moats would be an amazing guest. What's up, brother Rob? Very similar upbeat personality like Karlos. I always liked Arthur Moats, man. I've heard him on One Bills Live before and talking about destroying quarterbacks and ending Brett Favre's career and all those great things that he's done. And
you remember that hit?
Oh, hell yeah, I remember that hit, dude. It's so great. But
he traveled the league a little bit too.
What's that?
and he traveled around a little bit. I know he played for the Jets and stuff too.
Yeah.
So he'd give us a little insight about the rivalry and what the opposite end of the spectrum felt like.
Listen, I'll tell you, doing this show is a great privilege, man, and it's a lot of work, but it's super fun. Running the page is super fun. It's a lot of work, same deal, and it's afforded us opportunities to like meet some of our heroes and talk to ex-players and get insight that like you just never would ever imagine that you would get, right? And I'll tell you this, and I won't mention the running back's name, but Mr. Karlos Williams, when he was approached by Jarrod, like I said, 100% in. When is it? Communicated the whole time. He was here on time. He was ready to go. He was going full speed before we even went live, man. Yeah, just a great dude, great interview. And he took time out of his day to do that because he genuinely said he loves Buffalo and he loves the Bills. And I think, it's a cool platform for him to get his story out and to talk about his training and all that stuff. And it's really cool. And I, again, can't wait to have him back. Still kind of sitting in that like, holy shit, that was awesome cloud,
Mm-hmm.
There was another running back that we had reached out to who we thought would be a good time. And he was about coming on the show, but wanted to charge us a rate. Do you remember this, Scott?
Oh, who was it?
I'm not going to say it on the air.
Oh.
But yeah, they're
Oh.
an ex-running back, and not, I mean, somebody, cool guy, always cheered for him, all that stuff, but it was like,
oh, yep,
yeah,
I know what you're talking
you
about.
wanted a couple $100 to come on. We were like, okay, no, but
you have to sell a lot more shirts to get him on there, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like we that hasn't been a thing for any of our guys. They all just like cool dudes that want to come on and talk football and talk with the Bills Mafia and the fan base and the Fandemonium fam, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. Mike says this was legendary. Thanks, buddy. Check with Brad Lamb on getting a hold of Phil Hansen. So I know when I was out, you guys were having trouble with the Facebook user thing too. So it's like not showing names. So I saw Rob Moles, he suggested that everybody on Facebook just type their name before their comment so we knew who was coming. So that's a good idea to go. But it's weird because like I can see Rob's, I can see Mike V's, and then
there's
Patrick Hughes, and then
Yep.
there's a bunch of people that are just Facebook users. It's weird. Patrick Hughes, Scott Reed, let's not forget Ryan Thomas is on the clock for the K-Gun Fantasy League. Also, if you're in the Fandemonium Fantasy League, Patrick wants you to make sure you need to pick your keeper. Patrick Hughes, Karlos loves Buffalo but hates spiders, like our OC Ken Dorsey. Dude, so when Karlos was talking about the spider, Patrick wrote he hates spiders like Dorsey. And I'm sitting there like, Ken Dorsey hates, and I was like, oh, when he smashed the surface. I forgot. Dude.
Yep.
Patrick, dude, you should hit some open mics, man.
I know, right?
Get a tight
Swank,
15.
real quick.
Yeah.
I want to throw this out there.
Yeah.
RT, Ryan Thomas, a co-host of Sunday Sessions and been a guest on our show. He's actually coming out with his own fantasy football guide.
He is. I saw that.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm going to download it.
Oh, hell yeah. So hit him up. I know some the Wounded Warriors, I think the donations, part of the money is going to go to, which is freaking awesome. That's what the Bills Mafia does. But RT, Ryan Thomas Takes Sports Podcast, he's coming out with a fantasy.
Oh yeah,
so
check it out, man.
It's awesome.
He's a wealth of knowledge, and I can't wait for Sunday Sessions to start back up. And yeah, we got a show with him pretty soon here. Is that on the schedule? If not, we need to get it. I think it is on the schedule.
Yeah,
he's coming back. Let's see here. Adam asked if it was shady. It is not shady. Shady, I have reached out to him. I have not heard an answer. That was months ago, but I do love him, dude, on the show that he's on. He's so funny, and he's just like no bullshit.
Yeah, he's real.
Yeah. Oh, good. Looking good, boys.
So
Let's
Shady, if you're watching, man, come on the show.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's see, what position group have we had the most of for ex-Bills player? Or has it all been different? We have linebacker, wide receiver, running back. Offensive lineman,
Offensive lineman,
tight end.
I think that's it.
No, we had 7. That's only 5.
7. Right.
A wide receiver, Andre Reed.
Yeah, 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Lamb and Reed. Okay.
Yeah. And then who was the other one?
We've had Fina.
Yeah,
that was a fun show. They
lineman.
all been fun shows.
Yeah. Every single one of them have been great. Butch Roll, tight end.
Butch Roll. Yep. Mark Maddox, middle linebacker.
Mike V, why do I have a feeling it was Travis Henry needing that green for all those kids? It wasn't Travis Henry, dude. That's good, though. Lonnie Cook. Hi, Lonnie. How are you? Yeah, so I just counted them out earlier today. So we've had Andre Reed, Butch Roll, Mark Maddox multiple times, obviously, the GOAT.
Right.
Brad Lamb. John Fina. Karlos Williams. Oh, Nate Clements.
No, he hasn't been on.
Or not. Yeah, he was on with Jarrod. You and I were
Nate Turner.
Nate Turner, not Nate Clements. Nate Turner.
Yeah.
Yes. See,
we've had 2 running backs.
2 running backs, 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Offensive lineman. Okay, there you go.
How about when Carlos put me on the spot about what running back, and I was trying to be funny and say Cook, and then I said Josh Cook instead of Jimbo Cook.
One of our followers.
Yeah. Josh Cook is my favorite running back. God damn it.
Yeah.
It was not Thurman Patrick Hughes. It was OJ. Does that work? Is everybody cool? It was OJ. Yeah. No, it wasn't OJ. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it, huh?
Great show,
man. Let's do some final thoughts. Scooter Magooter, lead us off.
I really didn't have one prepared, but after listening to Karlos Williams talk about our youth, and I'm 42 years old, so youth is I could say that they're that. Just listen. It's hard. You know it all at this young age as a young athlete, and you think you know it all. And you get on YouTube and you watch all the social media, and you think you know what you're talking about. If you have the ability to go to a camp and learn from a guy that's done it before, made his mistakes, not afraid to tell you that he's made them and how to learn from it, take it with a grain of salt. Take it and use it to your benefit, because a lot of opportunities are squandered because of stubbornness and pride. And it's just one of those, and that's in life, man. That's in life. And it's a great learning experience. Love having Karlos Williams on the show. And guys, it was an awesome show, and we look forward to that. And the Pandemonium participation was awesome as always. And I think we're only a week or 2 away from training camp, so we'll have a lot more to talk about, guys, coming up. Hit up Facebook and Twitter with our social media, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium, guys. We're doing a lot of polls. The most recent one I'm doing is the battles, position battles. So participate in that. Love it already on the socials, but that's what we're doing now. So thanks.
Hell yeah. We got Ryan Thomas saying Patrick Hughes is getting swept by Ryan Thomas in 2023. That's our fantasy league. Shit talk, and I love it. What's up, RT? We got Mike V saying go Bills. Adam, beast mode? No, it was not beast mode. I like this, though. There's literally like 300 running backs that you can choose from. So I'm just really worrying about him hitting it and me trying to like pretend like it's not the guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh,
but
no.
Karlos did mention his name, so.
Oh man, come on, dude. You can't do that, dude. All right, boys.
He listed a lot of running backs, so I don't think he did actually.
Good cover. Hey, I missed the hell out of you guys, man. Thanks for all the comments and the support. And I saw y'all. I was popping in and out throughout my little hiatus. The band had a couple shows, and with the holiday, and then my wife and I moved, and all sorts of crazy stuff. So thanks for hanging. Thanks to Scooter for holding it down, and Jarrod for keeping it going. And I missed you guys, and I saw all your comments. I saw all this stuff, and I appreciate all you guys. And I'm telling you, man, I'm so pumped for this season. I know when we have like these guests on, the show gets a little unorthodox, I guess, or like just like not the same as we usually run it, right? When it's like the three of us or whatever. But that's like kind of like the specialness, I think, of the show and the uniqueness, where like you can get kind of this inside scoop from these guys. Like I don't know, I turn into a fan when these dudes come on, man. I mean, not that I'm not a fan while I'm sitting here, but it's a lot different like watching somebody who was in it get honest and open and almost vulnerable and really like dive into it from a perspective that you never seen. So this one will sit with me, and there's a lot that we've done that's sat with me, right? But this one will stick for a while, and I'm really appreciative of it. So other than that, man, don't forget about the Rager. That's coming up real quick. We're only like a month and a half away from that guy. Be looking for the event. It will be out shortly. Mark Maddox, Help One Foundation, super fans. This is Sparta. Spartan was here earlier.
Sparta.
There you go. So keep an eye out for that. We hope all of you guys get down here to the Finger Lakes to hang out with us. And hell, kids, go Bills.
Awesome show. Welcome back, Swank.
Thanks,
Go
man.
Bills.
Go